when people choose to make a move to Cambodia, generally for foreigners, they're coming to Siem Reap. So because of that, I think Siem Reap, it can survive, it can continue to do well. And in our line of work, in property, we continue to see foreigners come here. So, nice to see you too. Thanks for inviting me today. So I've been in Cambodia for 23 years. I'm an Australian national. Actually, when I first came to Cambodia, it was kind of an accident. So I'd finished a long-term project working in Malaysia, in Kuala Lumpur, and my plan was to go travelling around the world for a couple of years. I needed to go on a visa run. I was in Thailand and my visa had expired. And I'd met someone who had just come from Cambodia, and they'd told me all about it. And just the feeling and the energy I got from this person when they were talking about Cambodia, it seemed quite special. So I thought, I've got a few places I could go from here. I'll go check out Cambodia. So I went to Phnom Penh, and I was there for just one day, and I fell in love with the country. And that was 23 years ago, and I haven't left since. So wow. All my plans of traveling around the world changed. I fell in love very quickly. And from that first day, I started getting lessons in Khmer, because I thought, I'm going to be here a while, I better learn how to speak Khmer. So I started studying Khmer from that very first day. So yeah, that was 23 years ago.
So now you are working at IPS. So maybe talk a little bit more about the company and your position and what's your contribution to the society, especially Siem Reap province.
Yeah, sure. So as I mentioned, when I first came here, I was in Phnom Penh. And Phnom Penh, it used to be kind of like a regional city. It was quite relaxed, very low rise. It was a nice place to be. It reminded me of the regional town I come from back in Australia. But Phnom Penh has grown a lot. So a lot of development, a lot of high rises, traffic congestion, pollution, crime, all those things. So my family and I, we decided to move to Siem Reap. So I've got a Cambodian wife, I've got twin girls, they're just turned 13 years old. So we thought Siem Reap is a much better place for us. It's safer, it's greener, it's cleaner. So hence the move here to Siem Reap. And when I came here to Siem Reap, I started working with IPS. So we're a real estate company, an Australian-owned, Cambodian-based real estate company who have been in Cambodia for 18 years. So we service predominantly foreigners. So we help foreigners with rentals, sales, land valuations, all kinds of assistance with property. So it's a fun job working with foreigners in real estate. You always see the best side of people because you're working with people who are looking for their new home. So that's always an exciting process for people when they've just moved here and they're looking for a new place to live. So we get to be part of that. All of the landlords that we work with, most of the landlords that we work with are Khmer. So normally it's Cambodians who are selling the property or Cambodians who are renting the property, and then the foreigners who are the clients. So we get to work with both local Khmers and with foreigners as well.
Because you might the situation is not that good in COVID-19 pandemic, and now the recent Middle East conflict and the geopolitical tension and uncertainty in the world, not only in Cambodia but also in other countries as well. So how's about the current real estate market right now?
Yeah, so all those things you mentioned have made life difficult for local Cambodians, for people staying here, for businesses. Yeah, all those things have made life difficult. But I think Siem Reap is very unique. It's a very unique place. And when foreigners choose to come to Cambodia, if they don't have to go to Phnom Penh to work, if they have some kind of income, then they choose Siem Reap. Yeah, so Phnom Penh's the capital city, sure. Sihanoukville, used to be a lovely beach town. There's a lot of development that's happened there. So I think people prefer Siem Reap. It's a beautiful city. It's relaxed. It's got a great vibe. The people are relaxed. It's green. It's clean. It's a nice place to live. It's got all the facilities. So when people choose to make a move to Cambodia, generally for foreigners, they're coming to Siem Reap. So because of that, I think Siem Reap, it can survive. It can continue to do well. And in our line of work, in property, we continue to see foreigners come here. So we do 80 to 90 transactions with foreigners a month in Siem Reap. So that's all people who are coming to Siem Reap to live or to work or to retire. And there's all kinds of different people. So some people come here to raise their family for a few years because it's such a nice environment to bring up a family. Some people choose to retire here, so there's more and more retirees coming to Siem Reap. A lot of people who have income where they don't need to be in any particular place. So investors, people who have investments where the money just comes to them, they don't need to, they can be anywhere in the world. Yeah, they are choosing Siem Reap as well. So yeah, I think in Cambodia it's the most popular place to come. So because of that, Siem Reap, it's going to be very resilient. It will continue to have people come, and there will continue to be growth here.
Because you have been living here for many years, and you have been meeting with many foreigners come from different parts of the world. But from your perspective, do they prefer Siem Reap as a second home for living or for business, in your opinion?
Generally, they come here. The three biggest groups we would see are people that are retiring here.
Yes.
Yeah. Again, I mean, it's just such a beautiful place to live. It's such a beautiful place to retire, yeah. And the people are so warm and friendly, so it's ideal for retirees. The second group are people who have some kind of income coming from abroad. So they're looking for a beautiful place where they can be based at, and they can get their income from other places. And more people we're seeing coming now are families with young children that want their children to experience a different culture and a different lifestyle, something that can add to the way they bring their children up. So those people tend to come for 2 or 3 or 4 years. So they're the kinds of foreigners that we see that are moving here. With regards to business, I mean, Siem Reap's a tourist town, yeah, so it attracts people who want to be involved in the hotel industry, in the restaurant industry. A lot of those people that we see, they're enamoured by Cambodia, they're enamoured by Siem Reap, and it's, you know, part of the dream is to come to Siem Reap and to open a business and run a business here. So we do see people who are interested in doing that. I think Siem Reap has got a lot of opportunities because it's not like Phnom Penh. There's still a lot of things that aren't here. And to someone who has got an eye for that, has got an eye for, you know, what Siem Reap is missing, there's a lot of opportunity for those kinds of people. You know, so for someone who has a specialty in a certain segment of industry, you know, maybe they say, oh, you know, what I was doing abroad, you know, could work really well here. So I think there's a lot of opportunity for things like that. You know, I mean, just one, you know, like a 10-pin bowling alley, that would do really well here, you know, if someone wanted to invest in that. I think there's lots of opportunity for people to come here and make their own business.
Just like you mentioned, I agree that Siem Reap is a tourist town. And looking further ahead, so how about your plan? Will you stay at the same position or the same company, or you have other plans in the future?
Oh, for me, I'm very happy with my life. I've got a great life. You know, I get to work with people experiencing, you know, a move to Siem Reap, starting their new life every day. My kids are in international school here. They've got a great circle of friends. They're doing very well. My wife's got a great circle of friends. Living here is wonderful. So I'm very happy with what I'm doing and where I am. In the future, you know, when my kids go to university, perhaps they want to go to Australia. That'll be a challenging time because, you know, I would prefer to stay here.
Yes, because you are a Siem Reap branch director here.
Yes. So
maybe you talk a little bit more about the company, the services that the company offer to the customers.
Yeah, sure. So we predominantly we provide rental services. So people who are looking to come to Siem Reap to rent a house, a home to live, rent a business to run. We also help with sales. So when someone's looking to buy a home to live in, we help out with that. We provide a lot of due diligence services. It's important for foreigners when they're coming from another country. Perhaps they don't understand the laws or the way things work here. So we can help look at a property they're looking at purchasing and making sure it's safe for them to purchase. So we provide due diligence services. We also provide property valuations. So if people want to know what the fair price for a property is, we're registered and licensed to do that.
I'm really interested to know more about the IPS, especially its community work, because I heard that the company also have many Cambodian people as well. Maybe it's good to know more about from you.
Yeah, sure. So IPS, I mean, we're a part of the community, so we do as much for the community as possible. We've got 2 branches, so in Siem Reap and Phnom Penh, we employ about 50 people across those 2 branches. We work with an organisation, a local NGO called PEPI, Empowering Youth. PEPI focus on helping Cambodians in rural areas to find a career path. And so we offer PEPI students an internship with our company. So they can come into our company as interns. We'll pay for their university education and costs of study. And it's been a great relationship because some of the kids that we've got through that program, they've moved up through our organisation and developed careers with us. So we enjoy that relationship with PEPI, Empowering Youth. Yeah. Other things that we do for the community, we're involved with Teacher Tech. So Teacher Tech provide laptops and electronic equipment, again, to students in rural communities. So whenever we are finished with any of our laptops or any of our other digital equipment, we always donate them to Teacher Tech so the kids in rural communities can have access to the tools for study that they need. We work a lot with members of the community in trying to develop parts of the community. So a couple of projects that we've done recently was in Sambur commune. So we established Siem Reap's first green, clean commune. We worked with 40 residents within the commune to put money together to create a fund to pay for waste collection. As you know, in Cambodia, there's no government service for waste collection. You have to pay for private service. And in Sambur commune, a lot of people have been burning their waste or throwing it on the roadside because they can't afford waste collection. So we worked with a group of residents there to get money together to pay for the waste collection for 200 houses in Sambur commune. And the difference is night and day. So you used to drive into that commune and there would be rubbish all over the road and people burning waste. Now, because all the waste is collected from their home for free, there's no need to do that. So this is the first in Siem Reap, I think, our green, clean commune, and we hope to encourage other people to take up that same kind of model because it was quite easy to do. In Sambur as well, we also got a lot of residents to come together and put together money to build some roads. So we've built 1 kilometre of cement reinforced road right through the middle of Sambur commune, so that benefits the whole community, and everyone's land prices have gone up accordingly, having a nice new cement road. So because we've got this relationship with our clients and with other people in the community, we can act as a nexus, act as a point to help facilitate these kinds of programs where we can encourage people to donate and put funds together for good projects like that. Another such one we did was with the border conflict with Thai. We reached out to our clients and to the general community to help donate things together for the refugees that were fleeing the border conflict. So that was very helpful as well. So we were taking needed goods out to the refugee sites, and that was all donations from our clients and members of the community.
So let's talk about your personal experience here as a foreigner. So because you said that you want to stay here and you find it a beautiful place. So what are the reasons that you find Siem Reap province like a second home for you? Is any other reasons?
Primarily it's the culture, it's the people. I mean, and that's right throughout the country. I mean, yes, Siem Reap people are more friendly than Phnom Penh people. Sorry, Phnom Penh. But yeah, the culture and the people really make Cambodia. And it's a bit of an X factor. You know, people always ask, you know, what do you love about Cambodia? What do you love about Siem Reap? And for me, it's difficult to put into words. And, you know, it can sound a bit cliche saying, you know, oh, the people. But, you know, Cambodian people are so warm and kind and welcoming. It really is a pleasure to live here. And in Siem Reap, it's just a beautiful place. You know, we've got the river going through the middle of town, which always hosts wonderful events. You know, we've got the boat festival, and every time there's festivities, it's always based around the river. We've got Angkor Wat just 5 kilometres away. You know, we live in a town where we've got, you know, a wonder of the world, like right there. We can go jogging through Angkor Wat. You know, people dream about coming here on holidays to visit Angkor Wat, and we can just go for a run in the morning or go for a bicycle ride around the temple. So that's pretty amazing. And having Angkor Wat nearby also adds another element to Siem Reap that makes it very special. There's construction laws where nothing can be built higher than Angkor Wat Temple. So there's a height restriction in Siem Reap. Nothing can be built more than 6 stories high. To me, that's really special because it means that Siem Reap won't turn into, you know, a Bangkok or a Phnom Penh with all these high rises and, you know, traffic congestion and pollution and all these things that, you know, haunt big cities. So I think that's a really important aspect of living here, knowing that whilst the city grows outwards, it won't grow upwards, so it will remain a really nice place to live. Oh, for me, whether it's green season or dry season, to me it's all the same. I mean, in green season, Angkor Wat looks especially nice. You know, all the lakes and the berets, they're all full of water, so it looks really lovely. But going around town anywhere, you know, in the parks, the walking tracks, the bike tracks, anywhere around town is great during this time.
Yeah, I also have heard that you also can speak Khmer language. So how do you learn Khmer language, and do you think it's difficult to learn the language?
So when I first came here, I knew I was going to be here for a very long time, so I thought it was important to learn Khmer. And so I had a local Khmer teacher who was teaching English to kids. So he helped me. I was studying 1 hour a day, or initially 2 hours a day every day for a year. And it was tough in the beginning because, you know, it's a different alphabet and different sounds for foreigners, but after a while it gets easier and easier. And Cambodians always help you a lot. You know, they see that you're trying to speak Khmer and they encourage it a lot. So, yeah, it's a fun experience.
Maybe you can prove that you really can speak Khmer, maybe in some sentence, a few sentences.
Oh, okay. Nhómចេះនិយាយភាសាខ្មែរខ្ញុំនិយាយភាសាខ្មែរបានតាប៉ុន្តែខ្ញុំអត់សូវហ៊ាននិយាយមកពីខ្មែរពួកខ្ញុំវាអត់សូវច្បាស់ដូចគេណា
But I think you speak so good.
Oh, well. Thank you. Okay.
What captured you the most about Siem Reap province? Maybe the smile of people. You mentioned earlier about the people, the kindness, the friendliness. So
yeah,
maybe if one day you travel back to Australia, what one thing that you miss about Cambodia the most?
It's the way that people interact with each other. I mean, in Western countries, in Australia, you know, people are busy with their lives. They look at the pavement and walk around a lot. They don't really connect with people. They see people as separate from them. You know, whereas Cambodians, like, you know, everyone is either a brother or a sister, an auntie, an uncle. So there's more of you know, people see each other as more connected, you know, as more as a family. Cambodians are, you know, more gentle and kind. You know, they're not quick to anger, and they try and, you know, avoid anger and conflict. And they're just more friendly, you know, so it's easier to connect with people in Cambodia. And if I had to go back to Australia, I would definitely miss that, yeah. So people coming here to retire, well, on their retirement visa, they wouldn't be allowed to work. But if people are coming to look for a place to live and work, there's opportunities in the hospitality industry. The hospitality industry is a little bit challenging right now, so they would really have to have some experience. They would need to be experts in marketing. Primarily, you'd have to be very good at marketing in this environment. It's a very competitive environment. But I think there's opportunities in other industries that people could highlight. And I don't want to give away, you know, too many ideas of things that people could be doing, but if they come here and have a look around, they'll see gaps in the market where things are missing, and, you know, gaps in the market that they could fill. And the business community here, you know, when you network with other people in the business community, they really support new businesses as well. So, you know, people in Siem Reap, they'll tend to support new businesses that are starting up as well.
Yeah, just touch upon a bit about your background. Because you are in real estate sector, that's why you come here and working in the real estate company, or you're from the different background?
So my background is in management, so I've always done management within companies. And when I was working in Phnom Penh and looking to Siem Reap, I was very fortunate in that my sister had a friend who said there is an opening at IPS for a branch director. So I was very lucky to take that opportunity. I mean, if you're looking for a great place to live, a very enjoyable environment, somewhere that's peaceful and quiet and green, I mean, that's Siem Reap. Yeah, so if you're looking for a place where you can enjoy life, I mean, I've been the happiest I've ever been here in Siem Reap. Yeah, so I would encourage other people to come and try it out for yourself and see if it's for you as well. Yeah, and Siem Reap is very, very safe. Yeah, it's very safe. I mean, you can have a look around on the streets. You see people walking around on their mobile phones, not afraid of someone snatching their phone. You can have a look at the tuk-tuks. They're open. You know, if you go to other big cities, they've got wire cages around all the tuk-tuks because people are always, you know, snatching belongings and things like that. So safety-wise in Siem Reap, you know, I always joke about it. I think that foreigners like a protected species here. We're very well looked after. The law enforcement here is very good, and they make sure that the streets are safe. The city does a great job in making sure that the city's clean. So from that point of view, there's absolutely no concerns. From a livability point of view, you know, we have everything we need. We have, you know, big supermarkets, grocery stores, clothing lines. There's medical services here. For medical services that aren't available here, you can travel to Phnom Penh where there's, you know, larger hospitals. But I mean, I had an accident a while ago. I went flying in my home and hit my head against a wall, and I broke my neck, which it was a C3 injury, so most people would die or be paralysed because of that. And I went into the hospital here. I got great care. Cost me $1,000. Something like that would, you know, recovering from a broken spine in my own country, that would cost $20,000 or $30,000. You know, it was $1,000 here. So the medical care here is also very reliable. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. David, for spending your time with Cambodianess and my team. Yeah. And I really enjoy listening to your experience living in Cambodia and as well as working in the real estate company. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Okon.